One thing that is on most people's minds right now, apart from COVID-19, CV-19, it is the economy. And we've got with us here this evening Member of Parliament, Mr. Chandima Wirakodi. Very good evening to you, Mr. Wirakodi.
Good evening, Faraz.
Thank you for coming back to News First, Newsline. It's been a while since you've been here. Now you can see the progress we've made in this purpose-built, keep COVID away studio. The last time we were here, we were out and open.
Absolutely.
Now then, like we've made progress, what progress has your government made in terms of the economy? Because it's not all down to COVID, is it?
Well, people know that we inherited an economy that was in shambles. The economy that was handed over in 2014 rather, was a strong economy. At that time, the GDP growth rate was very high. And the bank lending rates are single digit.
The interest rates.
Interest rates.
Yeah.
But now, by the time we took over, it was close to 17, 18, which is more or less doubled. So, we had an economy that the sitting government on its own applied handbrakes. Because that time the world economy was doing well, the environment was conducive for investment, environment was conducive for tourism promotion, all that was in place. Infrastructure was developed to a great extent comparatively, but it was not possible for that government to make use of the opportunity available. And we inherited a government, inherited a country, economy with a lot of issues. On top of that, COVID issue
is the final coffin, the final nail in the coffin.
Not in respect to our economy.
No.
That was a big hit for the world economy. So now we are ready to face it. We are a government that has faced it. You may recollect in 2007, 8, 9, entire world economy was crashing. We had a war going on in this country. But still, we were able to sail through with positive note, on a positive note. So, with such experience and confidence, we have taken on the task of taking the economy forward. Of course, there are individual responsibilities to those who are assigned responsibility. Because now the President's vision was envisaged by over 6.9 million. And in Parliament, with over 2/3 majority, the budget was passed. So, it is now up to the government to perform. We have to identify our priorities. As government, as policy, we have identified. But now,
what are the main principal cornerstones of that?
We have to have as you know, we have to have a short-term action plan to come out of this mess that we are in now. And then we have to have a proper medium and a long-term plan, which are in place. So what is most important now is how we put in action to the immediate short-term plan with limited funding available. We have to agree, we have to admit that we have only limited funding available. So we must, I believe, make use of such to invest in ventures that can attract immediate foreign exchange.
Like what?
Like, for instance, whatever export that could be promoted immediately, and then open up for tourism. Tourism is probably the only opportunity through which we can get foreign remittances directly. We are foreign, when we promote foreign tourism, we are paid in dollars or in foreign currency. And then we can at the same time promote online business. We, of course, as a policy, we are going in for digitalization. So we should be able to give such priority and encourage especially the youth and facilitate those who are willing to get involved in such business where we can get foreign remittances expedited. That if we can effectively do,
Yeah.
I believe we will be able to sail through for the time being till such time short-term and long-term ventures or plans are implemented. But at the same time, we have practical issues now. As a member representing a southern electorated district, we know education and our policy has been to promote, a vision has been to promote a knowledge-based economy. In order to achieve that, we have to have proper education.
Yeah.
Now, since March last year, children couldn't go to school. Children couldn't study in the universities. Most of it is done online. But there are issues. Now, you know, in my village, wherever I go to, parents have a grievance, that is affordability of course, leave aside the tabs, leave aside computers,
Yeah.
access to a phone. Now, yesterday I was at a function, at a ceremony in a house. There I met some parents. They said this particular family has 3 kids. There are only 2 phones, father's phone and the mother's phone. So they said the youngest child is left out because the other 2 kids are, one is doing A levels and the other is doing O levels. And these are people who can afford a telephone. But lots of people come to us asking for at least an old phone, a used phone, and the fact that they can't afford data. These are the issues I think the government should immediately resolve, because if we have...
Well, that's fine. I hear what you say. And we had a Professor Sirimala Abiratna here from the University of Colombo.
Yeah.
And he told us that out of his class, a third of those students can't follow the online course because of poverty and connectivity issues.
Yeah.
Poverty meaning, like you're just talking about, a lack of a device. And connectivity issues is the signal.
That's the other.
data.
That's the other issue I was going to take. Now we
Do
have
you think Rohan Fernandez is doing all right?
he is
telecom?
doing a lot of work, and the president himself is a visionary in IT. So he has a vision to promote digitalization.
Yeah, it's
Like,
I know.
And
The
it was-
favorite excuse is that COVID is here, but COVID being here and increasing the connectivity and strengthening the connectivity surely should be a top priority.
Absolutely, because we have to realize what is most important in this country are children, and the fact that their education is not affected due to COVID is one of the main responsibilities. That's why now I know in Lanka Gama, when the president visited, immediately Sri Lanka Telecom could provide them with that facility. But there are so many pockets where when we visit, we hear that grievance. So we have to contribute the best possible way to resolve that issue. And I invite those who are now, we get a lot of Sri Lankans who are living abroad. There are so many who are inquiring as to how they can help. Lots of people have asked me whether they could contribute to buy the injection.
Yeah,
I think
the vaccine.
The more than that, if the Sri Lankans who are living abroad,
Yeah.
they can contribute towards promotion of IT,
Yeah,
and if they can identify such students and give them phones or tabs, or they can sponsor them for data.
Yeah.
I think at the moment that's a great thing that they will be there, that we can do to the country. But as a government also, we must be responsible, leaving aside other long-term
Yeah.
things, to concentrate on issues like this.
And does the, when we look at the numbers, does it bother you as a member of parliament from the ruling government party? Does it bother you about the international credit ratings? The three agencies, the ratings agencies, all three have said that it's triple C plus, and in the finance jargon, they refer to these as junkies.
Well, they are free to come out with their ratings and their opinion.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. We are a government that has taken up a lot of challenges. Like I told you,
Yeah.
we could eradicate terrorism in this country.
Yeah.
We could face.
That's a favorite mantra. But
Yeah. No. We could at the same time face economic issues, even during difficult times earlier. So we are confident that we are in a position. That's why I told you, we have identified priorities, we have policies, strategies, short term, medium term, and long term. So if as a team, if we implement what is planned and what is expected,
yeah.
we can overcome those challenges. So challenges, I mean, there are challenges when even when you are running a business,
Yeah.
smallest business in this country, if you are running, you get to face challenges. So challenges will not keep us away as a government from delivering what is expected by the people. That is the only way forward.
An aging, if popular, Prime Minister, a popular and a not so young President, who has virtually all the powers. Can the international community, the international investor, have faith in these people?
Well, any investor, as far as an investor is concerned, they prefer a country that is run by a visionary, country that is run by a person with experience. So the Prime Minister probably is one of the most experienced. If you may count 10 or 5 leaders in the world, he is one of them. So with his experience, he knows practical issues that we can face.
But what about the fact that from the international community, there are many concerns about our Prime Minister?
Well, when you deliver, when you perform,
you shouldn't have any of these doubts, though. Then.
Yeah. No, it is up to those whom we associate to have doubts.
Yeah.
But when we deliver, by the time when we reach our targets, they will be all right. That's what I believe in. I mean, even about all of us, when we start off something, a lot of people will challenge.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say that they have doubts. But it is when the challenge is accepted,
Yeah.
it is up to us to perform and establish, to show that their thinking is not correct, but we have done the right thing. So we have done it once, and again, we will be able to do it.
We'll come back to that after this short break. Don't go away. After all, this is Newsline Live. We are in conversation with Mr. Chandima Weerakodi.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz, Shauketaly.
And welcome back to Newsline Live. We are in conversation with Mr. Chandima Weerakodi. Now then, Mr. Weerakodi, so is your government not concerned about the downgrading?
Well, we can't say that we are not concerned, but we take that as a blessing, like I said. We
It's a
want
challenge.
challenges. We want challenges to match.
Do you all view it as some sort of threat, however, underground the threat may be, that this is all coming about because of your apparent reluctance to call on the IMF?
Well, could be a reason, but whatever. I mean, we have our own way to move forward.
Right.
Our policies are what have been formulated with the inputs of grassroots people, their thinking, bureaucrats, politicians and experts over a period of time. Members of things like committees like Viatmaga, they had studied into what should be done.
But to be fair, Viatmaga has not made much of an impact as much as the people hope to.
No, Viatmaga, you may talk about individuals who are in politics, but a handful of people who are in politics are not the
Viatmaga.
membership of Viatmaga.
Right.
There are so many who have contributed, who have had experience, exposure, knowledge, who have the love for the country, who want to see this country moving forward. Such people have helped us behind the screen. They don't want to come, to the stage.
Yeah.
With such inputs of such eminent people, only the policies are formulated. So that's why we say we are confident. That is why we could get 6.9 million to support our policies. So now it is up to us as the government to perform up to the expectation by implementing our policies. So when we have decided what our policies are, we should not be worried about what another person says or as to why another party or agency challenges us. When we are confident, when we are clear, we have a clear vision and a way forward.
But these
We
are the
should
same
move
agencies, Mr. Virakodi, who, when their ratings on us are high, then we rely on those high figures or those better ratings to attract foreign investment and so on, because that's a yardstick that investors will
Yes,
look
certainly. Traditionally, any investor, we look at it, but don't forget, there are lots of economies that have come up. You take so many business people, they have come up by innovative thinking. Now, success is innovation, innovative thinking.
So was it innovative thinking that led to the granting of the tax cuts in the early part of this government?
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
Now, what happened that time, like you said,
Yeah.
like I said, the loan that was obtained at 6-7% prior to 2015,
Yeah.
the investor invested expecting with a forecast of paying a certain amount of installment, as say 50. But when it was increased up to 17-18 over a period of 2-3 years, unexpectedly the installment got doubled.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, the economy, the business has suffered. What should be first done as a government is to promote business, facilitate, let them grow, and then collect taxes. But what the last government did was, they increased, double the amount of taxes, double the interest, and showed on a paper, look here, the government income has doubled.
Yeah.
Where the businesses were suffering, people were suffering, the entire economy was suffering. On a piece of paper, it was all hunky-dory.
Right.
That is not the responsibility of a government that is concerned about the people.
Right.
So that with such innovative thinking, only such challenging, drastic decisions are taken.
Right.
But unfortunately, as you know, the entire country and the world is hit by COVID. I know, you know now, take the tourism industry,
Yeah.
it had a grand hit
Right.
with the bombings.
Yes.
And then things were settling down, Sri Lanka, after the election victory, was known in the world as one of the safest countries, and then the tourist arrivals started back again increasing. That went on probably for about 2-3 months maximum. Then everything came to a grinding halt. So that was all beyond our expectation.
Yeah.
So we have to now get adjusted to handle this issue. We can't just move away, or we can't be just finding fault of what the IMF says or the rating agencies talk about.
Yeah.
Let them say,
Yeah.
whatever, let them talk. But so long as we implement policies that we have designed, we will be successful. We are confident as a government that those who have been assigned responsibility will deliver to the expectation of the people.
Now, 6.9 million people, as you said, voted for President Nandasena Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Soon as he came in, he announced some tax cuts, some sort of giveaways, if you like. Now, do you think that because of the situation we find ourselves in, and he couldn't envisage that anyway, that he should do a U-turn and, cancel out the taxes, return back to base? And don't you think that those 6.9 million people and the rest of the country will understand that this president has had to do this because it's not because he's misguided, but because that's the practical thing. The gap, the budget deficit is 1.5 trillion rupees. It's big. It's very big.
You and I sit and talk technicalities, theories at the parliament.
But will he do a U-turn?
No, he will, as a person elected, as people who are elected, as a government in whom 6.9 million have placed trust.
Yeah.
We will have to do whatever people expect. I mean, a lot of people, it doesn't matter, it's not relevant to them whether we are hit with COVID or whether we are hit due to world economic crisis. They want the government, they expect the government to deliver, to see that they're happy.
Yeah.
So we will have to, as a government, to take whatever decision without hurting the feelings of the people.
What somebody is asking us to give, for asking you to give one example of one of the challenges, a decision made in light of the challenges that you all are being faced or given.
Well, now the decision to open up airport.
Right.
We have to now have foreigners, foreign currency coming in. We have to promote tourism. We can't be closed forever. So you're taking a risk. It is certainly a risk, but we are taking the challenge, because
isn't it a challenge also to say, listen, we made these announcements about the tax cuts in good faith, but in equally good faith, we're saying to you, we would like to reverse it because the
not
budget
practical.
deficit.
You will look at practical. Now, people, the businesses must be in a position to pay.
Yeah.
This is a time that they are not in a position to pay their employees. They are not in a position to maintain.
Yeah.
So if we as a government increase taxes, what's going to happen? They will close the business. We must see to it, we must ensure that the businesses run even during difficult times as a government.
And so on that note, as we come to the end of this evening's program, what's the message you have to the people?
Well, we have to what we can tell the public, the country, the people is, don't worry. We are a government that is confident. We are a government that has faced difficult situations in the history, in the past. We have a strong leadership. We will deliver to the expectation of the people and take this country out of this mess very soon. So be patient, be confident. We hope everyone who's assigned responsibility will deliver up to the expectation of the people and as expected and by the President and the Prime Minister, which will resolve the issues that we face today.
So don't despair, don't yield, march forward and have the courage of faith.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yes.
Chandi Mavirakudi, thank you very much for being on Newsline Live. And that's the way it was. Take care. It is now time for the primetime news from News First.
Thank you very much for the invite.
And as always, God bless you.
Thank you.